Hey guys. Hey. Hopefully well. Um, I've been getting reports and I've seen reports where the situation with hemorrhagic fever, because now they're not allowed to use the word Ebola, is gone just stupid. Absolutely stupid. I'm telling you, this situation, they have planned this whole thing now that New York City is been hit and people are going to be infected there. This is a camp of an Ebola camp, basically. Low priority ward, high probability ward, Ebola ward, morgue. There's an incinerator down there. This is what they're building in Liberia. This is what they will be building in the United States if they haven't already got some set up. I've also gotten reports that hospitals are turning away patients with Ebola, hemorrhagic fever, that they are putting down the diagnosis as unknown virus, and stuff like that with these people. And a lot of them are simply, some of them are simply vanishing and disappearing. See, cemetery and incinerator. Double fence separating all but this area here. Porta Johns. I mean, what a rinky-dink little thing this is. You mean to tell me that's going to stop people from coming through? Nah. It's going to stop these people from touching one another here? No. And touching one another here? No. This infection spread right here. Everywhere else is double fenced. The situation is grim at best. It's a grave situation. Right now we're seeing these things going on. In Sierra Leone is medical martial law has been into effect. What happens to one happens to all that are in this type of situation. And this is totally, this is some old news, but it's totally confirmable if you want to go and check into it. Like I said, if somebody coughs and they're bleeding out in their lungs and there's tiny particles of blood and they cough on you, you're going to get infected. If they cough on you and their saliva gets on you, you're going to be infected. If somebody sneezes and they're bleeding out from everywhere, you're going to be infected. One thing that is a bit unsettling and worrisome is the medications that we have right now can mask the symptoms of fever, and you can basically get a guy who is sick as a dog. You can get that person up and going with a good dose of painkillers and stimulants. I mean, give them Demerol and Tylenol and a bunch of caffeine, and they're out there just like everybody else. No apparent symptoms. And I know that there's a lot of people who treat themselves in this fashion, who self-medicate because they don't want the BS of going to the doctor and the hospital. Well, this will spread the disease wide and far. Will healthcare collapse? I believe that the hospitals could possibly collapse from being inundated with patients. I don't believe that the doctors or the pharmacies will stop. I think you may be checked at the door for symptoms of Ebola, and if you have some, you'll be given a number to call. They'll come and pick you up and they'll take you to one of these camps to be checked out. And it's a very good possibility that it will put such a strain on insurance, on the healthcare system, on the people that work in the healthcare system, that a lot of them may quit. I don't usually go to InfoWars to get much information, but this information was substantiated by other websites. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff. It's a shame that this has happened, and this could have been stopped if they'd have just canceled all incoming flights to any countries that has this disease there. But I don't think that was their plan. Their plan was to allow infected people to come into the country, if nothing more than to see how it would spread. I believe this to be a GMO, a genetically modified organism. I think it was genetically modified by the Department of Defense. I think that they have a patent on this thing. I've made a video on that. I think they have a cure. They've cured who they wanted to cure. Others, who weren't seen as really important to society, have died. I think deaths are being covered up. I think the number of people who have it could be being covered up. It may also be possible that this whole thing is a smokescreen. That the whole thing is just a power play to push and to get this medical martial law to be implemented. Because if they can push this thing and pull this thing down with medical martial law, then we're done. We're in big trouble. Now I hope that that's not going to be the case. I hope this thing will blow over like a lot of other things have. Personally, I believe that people like myself, like InfoWars, like Dabu7, and many others who do videos and try to show all sides and try to find the truth in these things, and don't just accept the media's explanation of all this, has really stopped them from doing a lot of things that they have planned to do. And I thought that was interesting. U.S. scrambling jets. What's up with that? Very strange. But yeah, this is the Drudge Report page. All of the stories that was on it. Now, mind you, this was, 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I was having some difficulty sleeping. Anyhow, these places are going to be where you go. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that nice? Interpol facial recognition experts meet to develop global guidelines. They want facial recognition technology worldwide, and they want to identify every one of us and track every one of us. I've done videos on phones that have apps that they track people that have the flu through texting and Facebook, gleaning of the information from their phones. Many ways that they can track people. Anyhow, I wanted to bring you guys this and show you this camp, and possibly what they'll look like. It also is a high probability that they'll turn some of these superdomes into mega FEMA Ebola camps. And if you go into one of those, you might not come out. But then again, like I say, they might break out with their vaccine and President Obama be given a knighthood, be claimed a hero, and all that good stuff before the elections. But I don't believe that's in store. They've got an agenda. Don't know exactly what it is besides depopulation and control. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a great day. I'll leave the information below on this stuff. Take care. Be well. Be safe. Keep your eyes and ears open. Prepare all you can right now. Do what you can, if, where, when, and how you can. By all means. Put it on that credit card if you need to. Stock up on your supplies. Use some herbal remedies, just in case the whole medical balloon pops. Plant you some poppies, plant you some marijuana. Do whatever you gotta do to take care of yourself. Get you some essential oils. Colloidal silver, I highly recommend that. Look up on how to make a still and how to make alcohol to cleanse and to use as, a form of anesthesia or whatever. Do what you gotta do to be able to survive. At least have your seeds and stuff like that ready to go in the ground. Let's hope this thing don't go where I fear it may. Where it's looking like it is going. God bless, good luck to us all. Godspeed. Never give up your guns. I wouldn't even go pawn mine if I was you right now. It's a good possibility you won't get it back because the government won't allow you to get it back. Buy all the ammo you can, all the supplies you can, right now. While there's still time, while stuff is still normal as it can be. This is Chatty Dad 1, over and out.